Almost 2 billion just got liquidated from the market. Almost 500,000 traders were liquidated. I hope you guys were not part of this liquidation. Personally, I have not been taking any trades exactly because of this reason. It's better to sit out of the market than to get wrecked by the market. So I hope you guys were not part of this liquidation statistic. Now, there's a lot going on right now, so this is going to be a slightly longer video. So we're going to take a look at what has been going on, what are the important levels, and what is the current plan so that we can find new opportunities in the market and to avoid becoming a liquidation statistic. So make sure you guys watch the video till the end. Now, looking at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we have to go as far back as 1 year before we actually see where the next liquidation cluster is, because we just wiped everything clean out with this move down. The next liquidation cluster we can see is at about 97,800 with 500 million liquidity sitting here. Now if we zoom in a little bit, let's go to 1 month. Remember that number 97,000, right? You can see on the 1 month time frame there's nothing much yet. Even the longs have not been building up. We have a little bit, right, just building up. But you can see a lot of shorts. A lot of people have been starting to short, right? Liquidity is building up very, very fast. We already have 500 million liquidity sitting up here at 111. Okay, so the market is leading towards a very, very scared or bearish outlook right now. And looking at the fear and greed index, looking at all-time data since July 2023, you can see that we are hitting 20, right? We are entering extreme fear levels. Look at this. We're on the brink of entering the red zone, extreme fear, right? And you can see the last time we entered extreme fear in March and in April, we got a bounce up, right? You can see the first time we touched it here, we got a bounce, came back in, bounced again, came back in, boom. Right, so statistically speaking, based on the data we have, every time we hit 20 and below, we get a bounce. Right, so that is a bit of an optimistic point. Right, but let's look at the charts. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. On the monthly time frame, BTC 1 month time frame, if I just pull a fib, you can see we have just bounced on the 0.5 level, right, on a monthly time frame. Now this is a decent level, but ideally we do want that golden pocket 618 to be hit, right? Look, if we're looking at a monthly time frame, but this does give us some hope that there is some support holding here. Okay, now let's zoom in a little bit to the weekly time frame. Based on structure alone, yes, we will be getting pullbacks. We have been consolidating above for quite a while. So naturally, just based on market structure, there will be a pullback. And you can see the last time we pulled back from this high right here to here, it was about a 32% move. Okay, 32% move. Let's take a look at which fib level we actually pulled back to. We pull back exactly to the 618. Right, now looking at this current move up, we have only did about 21%. About 21%. And right now we're sitting at the 0.5 level. So if we were to come down to the golden pocket, that's about 25% move. Right, if we were to touch this right here, which is what I would call a weekly demand zone, there will be about a 30% move. So I won't be surprised if we're not able to hold this current level where we are right now. On a higher time frame, it does look like we could move down to 89,000. Although it's not ideal, is something we have to keep in the back of our mind, because this is the higher time frame or higher time frame market structure, right? So do keep in mind, if we get a pullback deeper, if we break this June low, right? If we break this June low, we could be continuing down lower to 89,000. Just keep that in mind, right? Just keep that in mind. That is what I would say is the worst case scenario for bulls, right? That's the most bearish case scenario. And I can add to that and say that looking at the RSI, we have been overbought for a very, very long time on the daily time frame. So just based on RSI cycles, we are due for the daily to come back into the oversold region, right? Because we've been overbought for so long. You can see the last time every time we enter overbought, eventually we need to come back and touch the oversold, right? Overbought, oversold. Then it goes back to overbought, and then it should come back to oversold. So this is another thing that adds to my bearish to the bearish thesis, that we could be continuing lower. If the daily starts to enter the oversold region, that's when the momentum is at its strongest. You can see the last time we entered oversold right here, we continued lower, right? Because an RSI is a measure of momentum, and when it's in overbought or oversold, that's when momentum is the strongest. That's why you don't immediately see a reversal. That's why you don't immediately see a reversal after it enters overbought or oversold. You see a slight pullback and a continuation, right? Because that's when momentum is at its strongest. Okay, so for higher time frame, I do think we are due for a correction lower, right? Maybe 89,000. But let's see, currently we are not at that level yet. So let's trade where we are currently at. But I want you guys to just keep that in mind. The daily time frame and the weekly time frame, yeah, do have some bearish indications. But let's save that for when that happens. Right now, the level we're currently at is 101. It's the good part is we were able to close above 100,000. That's a good sign. We're showing some strength. We're showing that bulls are defending the level quite well. Okay. Now, what I would like to see is on the 4-hour time frame, I need to see some signs of the momentum slowing down, right? 4 hours has not given me any divergences yet. So what could happen now is we could just continue ranging for a while on the 4 hours before we actually get some divergences here, and then a reversal back up, right? We want to see price reverse back into this range here and reclaim 103 before we can actually go higher. So currently my plan for now is I've not been trading. The markets have been quite wrecked. But if I were to trade right now, my bias would still be to look for short positions. So maybe a short from this level right here, being that this is our supply zone plus the range low resistance. You could look for a short here and a continuation down. Okay, but you have to keep in mind that you are shorting at the lows, right? You are shorting at the lows. Ideally at the lows, we want to be looking for long positions. So but there has not been any confirmation for long positions until we get that divergence on the 4-hour at least. Then I will be looking for a proper long. It should be something like this. Okay, so short-term time frame, I would prefer to look for shorts. 4-hour time frame, I need that confirmation before I can actually take a long trade, because like I said, higher time frames, dailies and weeklies are showing stronger bearish momentum, right? So I need a confirmation on at least the 4-hour time frame before I take a long trade. Now this would be my ideal trade, a long position here. If you guys want to see exactly when I trade, you guys want to learn how I trade, my trading style, more frequent market updates, you guys can join the free Telegram channel. The link is in the description. I've been sharing knowledge, trade setups. It's basically my trading journal. I've been sharing everything here since 2022, 3 years, almost 4 years now. You guys can see exactly what I do. Everything is in here, transparent for you guys to see, completely free, right? I've even prepared a starter pack for you guys so you guys can actually learn to trade properly with risk management, right? Which is the most important. So if you guys want to get your hands on this, it's all completely free. Link is in the description below. If you guys like the video, if you guys like it, comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.